So it's December 21st. This is the top side of the cabin. So coated it all with carbon fiber and epoxy. It's still curing. It's not quite set up yet. It's getting there. By tomorrow morning I'll be able to trim it. And then over here I've been starting to work on the side of the cabin, which will go there. And so I put a little thin strip up here on the top just to sort of outline what'll probably be the top of that. And then when I cut the piece for this, I'll cut it with some extra so I can, adjust it and trim it and decide. But I want to get a rough piece cut out. So so this is demarking the top, and of course the bottom of it sits here, and then the aft end is here on this frame, and the front end is up there. And then what I've done is I've put a batten on here partway along the surface so that I can actually take dimensions from here, from the batten to here, and from the batten to here, all the way along the length of this. Then I'll be able to lay this batten on top of the foam board that I'm going to be cutting it out of, and then transfer the marks from here to there. And what I've been doing is a Goujon Brothers trick called a joggle stick. So this is a joggle stick. You can make them, pretty much any way you want, but essentially it's got one straight edge and another edge with sort of a tooth pattern on it. And I like to make them with the teeth different sizes, so it's easier for me to match it up. But it's also the distance between this straight edge and the top of the tooth also lets you know where it is. So basically when I get it on the foam, you can see I've outlined the stick. So I line the stick up with that spot, with this line over here. That's the edge pointing the direction where it goes, and the other teeth there. And once that thing is lined up properly in the right spot, you can see it matches up with the, wiggling it around, but it matches it up with the top of the piece of wood up here on the cabin. So basically makes it a really quick, easy way. You don't have to actually take any measurements. You just lay the thing down on the top, set the tip to where the point that you want to be able to find later, and trace out the joggle stick, and you've got it. So simple, quick trick, works really well. Great for making a template of something, and just really need a batten or scrap piece of wood, whatever you want to do. In this case, it had to be something fairly thin because it has to be flexible and follow the shape of the cabin. But you could do the same thing with a shape like this, like a bulkhead or something. You could also put a piece of wood or cardboard or something in there, and trace every single point all the way along the whole entire thing, and then mark that all out. That's another way to do it. In this case here, I just hot melt glued a bunch of things to the framework to mark out so for example, that corner down there, and then up under here, and that sort of thing. This is all marked out by tongue depressors and little scraps of wood that I hot melt glued together. There's a little step in the cabin deck between here. This is like 3/8 of an inch higher than that there. So this sort of, this one here is on the edge, on the corner of that one drops down. So when I take this thing out, I'll be able to just trace it on the foam board and cut it out, and it should fit. So a couple different ways to mark out and measure pieces for intricate shapes.